So first of all, I will give some brief comments on the research papers that were presented, and finally a final thought on the keynote speech. So the first paper presented was development of needs-based hybrid Salem model targeting Salem penetration in Pakistan. So it was a very good paper, and overall it's a very good technical session where we have been able to discuss issues beyond banking. So there was not a single paper on banking. Mostly there were papers on takaful, Salem, and entrepreneurship and other concepts, and not just restricted to banking, which was very good to see. So when we talk about Pakistan being the 10th largest or the 12th largest in a lot of product segments in agriculture, we also need to bear in mind that Pakistan has the 5th or 6th largest population. So still we are a net food importer in a lot of product segments, and that is why Salem financing is very, very important. And it was a very good topic that was taken up for this research. Very good analysis done, very unique data set was collected at the primary level. Only suggestion is that maybe on the demand side as well, you can conduct a survey as well. So just like on the supply side, you have done a survey, you can also do a survey of people on the demand side. And just from the presentation point of view, maybe if you can include the flowchart diagrams for the short-term model, the long-term model, and the hybrid model, that will be very good to illustrate your point as well. And lastly, about the costing example that you give, I would urge you that if possible, you do a small sample survey and then you come up with actual numbers, because some of the numbers that you were using in the costing, they were not very realistic. So maybe you can look into the actual data, and that will be very helpful as well to give a case study example to the financiers as well. Lastly, when you talk about the hybrid model is does not seem to be a very unique model as such. So it is a combination of short-term and long-term, but what is the unique feature that is added in the structure to claim it as a new model? So maybe you can claim down the nomenclature for the model. Do not call it as a new model, but a application in a new direction maybe. And lastly, if in recommendation you add that what is the role of SBP to consider allowing Islamic banks to act as trading houses. So that is not the case right now, and that is where Islamic banks also have this constraint that they cannot trade on their own account. But if they are allowed officially to trade on their own account, maybe they can become even more active in agriculture financing as compared to what is the situation right now. Coming to the second paper was also very excellent. It was very good to see that large data set across countries was taken. I think I have not looked at a study that has taken data of 37 Muslim majority countries on this topic. So it was a very comprehensive study. Only suggestion is that maybe you can look into maybe simplifying the model, not including too many non-linear terms and interaction terms, because some of the variables have questionable signs. You can say that human capital is expected to have a positive effect on entrepreneurship, but in the model it was having a negative effect. Maybe if you can simplify the model with less interaction terms and less non-linear terms, it might solve it. And it's very important topic, entrepreneurship, the role of Islamic banks in entrepreneurship. And we know that we have the models like Musharaka and Mudaraba, which can do the role of venture capital financing in conventional finance. So we need to use more of these structures as well, Musharaka and Mudaraba, for startup finance. If you look at Islamic banks, they are not even catering to the established SMEs. So the share of Islamic banks in SME finance is less than 5%. So if they are providing 100 rupees loan or financing to different clients, they are providing less than rupees 5 to even the established SMEs. So let alone the new entrepreneurs or the startups. So Islamic banks need to do a lot as well, and this study definitely would be a very welcome attempt to basically highlight that Islamic banks have a very important role to play in entrepreneurship financing. Coming to the third paper, It was very interesting paper on credit takaful. Yes, credit takaful is not there, but I would recommend that we need to discuss the issue from a theoretical angle first. That if we have credit risk takaful, then what can happen is that there will be a problem of moral hazard. So if a person knows that someone else is going to bail me out, that person might, be less responsible in using the loan. So how to deal with the problem of moral hazard? So there should not be a free rider problem. We should be able to make people responsible as well at the end of the day. And it's not right to say that there is no sort of takaful in agriculture financing. There is commodity takaful, there is crop takaful. So the asset takaful is there, only the credit takaful is not there. So maybe you can also introduce the role of state bank and government to provide some kind of a support fund, credit takaful support fund. So if such a support fund can be created, maybe this problem can be resolved in the industry. Regarding the recommendations in the paper, they were too many and not coming out of the analysis directly. So I would recommend that it's not necessary to have too many recommendations, and whatever recommendations that you give, try to give it from the analysis part of your study rather than trying to create a new discussion altogether. The last paper was on Islamic microfinance. It was also a very important study. Only suggestion is that try to not just focus on Scopus in Web of Science papers, because in Islamic economics and finance there are a lot of research journals which are producing very good quality content, but they are not yet Web of Science index or Scopus index. So there is a lot of literature in Urdu language as well, in other outlets as well, not Scopus index, not Web of Science index, but it's still a very quality literature in Islamic economics and finance. Lastly, when you talk about thematic analysis, you need to bring out themes. So there were a few themes that you talked about, but maybe you can include more themes from the systematic literature review. It looked more like a chronological history of Islamic microfinance, an introduction of institutions and how they develop over time, but not as compared to what the literature is having to say about Islamic microfinance. My last comment about the keynote speech, a very important keynote speech given. So some of the important points which were highlighted were that Islamic banking is expected to grow. After also the Federal Shariat Court decision, there is going to be impetus towards Islamic banking and also towards Islamic capital markets. In Islamic capital markets, the achievements are even more stellar, you can say, because KMI 30 index repeatedly outperforms KSE 100 index. The largest asset management company in Pakistan is a Sharia compliant asset management company with the name of Al Mizan. And when we talk about sukuk issuances, we see that a lot of times these sukuk are not only subscribed, they are oversubscribed. So there is enough appetite for sukuk as well in the market. So what is important is regulatory impetus as highlighted in the speech, and also the strong regulatory and governance framework which can provide direction to the industry. So I thank you all for attending this session. Thank you to the presenters for their wonderful presentations, and I will now give mic to the